Hello guys. So I completely forgot. Well, I didn't forgot. I just didn't have the time nor the mental capacity to do the warp-ups during the week. But I only read, well, first when I tried to record this video, a dog was being murdered outside. And now someone is snoring. Just a minute. I got... She doesn't really want to wake up, so we're just gonna roll with it. As I was saying, I didn't do the usual wrap-ups, but I only read 9 books, and I didn't have one that we already talked about that one, so I'm just gonna do it all in one go and try to be quick. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are children's books. If you guys do not know already, I think I keep saying it, but I'm just gonna assume that. I'm an illustrator, so I do like to read children's books for the art. Though some of the times I'm just like, why would you draw that to a kid? Why don't you show pretty things? But this was not the case. This was all nice enough art, some better than others. I'm gonna start with those. I'm not gonna do this by order. I'm, as always, looking at the list. The first one I read was Stellaluna. It's the story of a fruit bat that gets... Now it's another dog. I don't know what's happening outside. I just hope that you guys can hear me more than you can hear the dogs, because I won't be have another time to film this and then upload it in time. So like I was saying, Stellaluna, it's by Jane Elkanan. It's a story of a fruit bat that gets separated from his mother and then goes live with birds, basically. It's adorable, it's cute, has some fruit bat facts in the back, and the art is just adorable. The other one that I read was Llama Llama Mad at Mama by Anna Dune, and it's okay. The art was cute. The message was okay. I think it's literally one of those books to tell kids to not throw a hissy fit on the store or something like that, on a public place, let's call it like that. But dear Lord, if my kid did that hissy fit and start throwing things like that, I would put him on the orphanage. The other one I read was The Gruffalo by Juliet Donaldson. Cute one, fun one, cute illustration. It's about a mouse that says it's gonna meet the Gruffalo. That is like the worst predator imaginable, and the story starts like that. And the other one, I really just I didn't read this because of the art. I read it because I'm a child at heart. And this one is called Time to Pee, and it's literally what you guys think. It's a book to teach kids how to go have a pee. And it's just exactly what it is. The art is funny, and the kids are helped by little mouses, so I mean, why wouldn't you want to read that? Come on. Plus, the end papers are amazing because it's white toilets on the blue background. It's just amazing. And those were the children ones. I had some that are more like middle grade, young adultish. I don't exactly know what the category is. First one that I read was a surprise for me. It's called The Winter Prince. It's the first one on the Lion Hunters, and it's by Elizabeth Wayne. Now, you would think, but you do like Arthurian tales and retellings and whatever. So if I would go to see The Winter Prince, I would remember The Winter King and think, oh, this is an Arthurian retelling of some sort. No, I didn't thought about it. I started reading it, and then all the names start sounding a little bit too close to the Arthurian names, and then I was just like, this is a retelling or a tale of about Arthur's sons. It's literally that. It's really nice, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it to be that nice. I give it 4 stars. And it's literally the tale of his 2 sons that I do not remember exactly the names that they give him, because the names are all a little bit off from the ones you know. And yeah, just the tale of his sons and a little bit of their relation there. It's not completely good at times, but they grow from it, and it's actually rather nice. The other one, I have to say, I didn't need more than to look at the cover, because the illustrations on the cover, it's amazing. It's full of illustrations inside, and all of the illustrations inside are amazing. And it's The Old Man Mad About Drawing, A Tale of Hokusai by Francois Place. Now, it is exactly what it looks like. It is a biography of Hokusai for children. So it is like dramatized. You have a kid that sold rice cakes in the street, and he sells rice cakes to Hokusai, and then after some things happen, he ends up being his apprentice. Yes, he's apprentice or assistant of a kind, more assistant than apprentice. And yeah, it tells like the basics of Hokusai's life without being boring. It's actually really nice. It gives a lot about Japanese culture, and it's just really awesome. And the illustrations, I mean, I cannot say enough. The illustrations are amazing, very evocative, very like the illustrations of Hokusai's period. It's just really good, really nice. From that, I do have another one that is for middle grade, I think. That is The Door in the Wall by Marguerite D'Angeli. I think it's Marguerite D'Angeli. I think that's how you should pronounce it. I'm gonna go with it. It's basically a tale in medieval England in the reign of Edward III. Curiously enough, one of the Accursed King's books, the first one that I'm still finishing, because of course I am. It's also during the time of Edward III. And it's about a boy that because of an illness that is not really explained, and because of life circumstances, finds himself separate from his parents and kind of left alone by the staff because of the plague, and ends up in the care of a monk, and lives a lot of adventures, even though he ends up being a little bit crippled because of his illness. And it's literally a tale of overcoming difficulties. Like it says, the title is The Door in the Wall, because the monk literally tells the boy that if you encounter a wall, you just have to walk far enough until you find a door on the wall. So that's the theme of it. It's like finding ways to deal with the situations that life brings us. I think that it did a good job. It did pass the message. It wasn't that entertaining as I hoped it would be, but it was actually pretty nice. I enjoyed it enough. I have to say that it's also illustrated. Not a major fan of the illustrations. I think they were probably engravings, or at least pencil sketches, and I think I would like it more if they were made in some kind of ink or cross-hatching. I think it would be a little bit look a little bit better, but that's a personal taste for me. So yeah, there's that. But other than that, good book, good message. Of course, it is middle-age inspired, and he is with a monk. So, in case you are thinking about reading this to your kids or reading this to yourself, you do have to keep in mind that it's a little bit religious. I don't think it's anything that would bother anyone, but just saying, just in case. And that brings us with the two books that are a little bit more grown up from this selection. The first one is the Foretelling by Alice Hoffman. This is a tale of Amazons, especially one Amazon that is the daughter of the queen. So she's supposed to be the next queen after her mother passed. I'm thinking on the right words because I really did enjoy this book. I think it could have been, if maybe it would have been a little bit bigger with a little bit more detail. I would have liked more, like it being like a bigger adventure with more side characters and more detail to the side characters. I would have enjoyed it more, but I really enjoyed it as it is. What can I say? It has some action. It does have some how do you say, violence against animals, if that's a thing that you don't enjoy as much. It's not too graphic. I usually don't do well with that thing. Well, I did read the first one on the Temarier series, and it has violence against dragons in a very physical and sometimes psychological way, and there's a cat, because of course, and that book made me so damn sad. This one also has some violence, especially physical, against animals, but it's not like too graphic or too exploitative or too... It's kind of normal and expected by the place, the time that we are, the story is setting, so not anything too much if that's a problem for you. I know that I'm not making a good job at explaining what the story is, because it's a little bit difficult. I have this difficulty with Alice Hoffman books because they have such how to say it, it's almost like they all have this little bit of a pagan heart in them, a spiritual heart on them, and makes things a little bit harder for me to explain. I do really enjoy that. I have to say that I have a difficult relationship with this author, because sometimes I really enjoy her books, and sometimes, but not sometimes. I usually really enjoy her books so far, but it always feels like there's something missing. I don't know what it is, and this cat wants to be loved, but just wait a little bit. Okay, let me try to actually tell you what's the story about. So, like I said, it is the story of the queen's daughter, so princess, but she's never called princess, so let's not call her that, because it doesn't... When you're talking about Amazon, somehow princess is not the word, and it's not because like princess is way too feminine. It's just like she has a sentence there that it's something that kind of explains it a little bit. I think it goes something like she's like, I'm the daughter of the queen, so I'm the queen to be a queen among sisters, a queen among queens. So I think that explains a little bit what I mean. And she does have some foretelling, like the title says, some foretelling powers. She does have these dreams that tell her of things that's gonna happen, and this is basically her journey from being the queen to be to actually become the queen, and what does that imply for her and for the people around her, the changes. So yeah, if you like representation, there is lesbian couple in it, who's wink wink nudge nudge, and horses if you like horses, of course, because it's in Amazon. And I think that's enough for me to talk about it. I think you got the point. The next one that I read, I actually do have a physical copy of this one, but it's in England with my boyfriend, so I did just had it from Open Library and read it like that, so I'm not gonna be able to show you, but I do think most of you guys know about this one. It's Water for Elephants, really? Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. I'm not sure if Gruen is how you say that, but I'm moving over. This is the story of veterinary student. Words. Why are you failing me now? A veterinary student that received the news that both of his parents died and that he has basically lost everything, the house and everything in it. So one night he sees a train passing by and he hops into it, and it's the train of a circus. And after things happen, he ends up being the circus veterinary. Now, I really enjoyed this book. I cannot attest for his veracity about the time where he's setting. It's 1913, something like that, in America. I gotta say, I do not like that time usually. I just don't like. I'm not gonna start speculations, but I usually do not like stories or things from that time. I'm like, no, especially in America. But I think because it was focused on the circus, and not like society and other things, I did like it. But I cannot attest that it's like true to the time that it's supposed to be. But this also does jump from that to the present, when said our protagonist is much older. It's like at the end of his life. So we jump from present to the past and see what happened, the adventures and all of that. Really enjoyed it. Also, I spent all of this book knowing I do know this. This thing that they just said, didn't this happen or didn't that happen? Now, I do like things about circus, and like I said, usually not in America, but I do like circus. I don't know why, but after a certain time, the turn of in the 1990s something, I usually don't like things past in America. But enough of that. I do like circus and the said freaks and all of that. And I did have a major time in my life that I would literally consumed any facts about it that explained that was basically the moment in my life where I had a little obsession with Edward Mordrake. But anyway, I did consume a lot of things about circus facts and freaks and all of that, and a lot of those things that the author put on this book really did happen. Well, it didn't all happen like in one circus in one place, but it did happen all over the place. Not sure if only on America or in England or whatever, but it's based on things that actually happened. The tales of the book they are not real, but it is inspired of lots of little facts. And now one of those things that's passing by, those advertisement cards, because we don't have enough advertisement on television and such. I think it passed by. Dear Lord. Yeah, and really enjoyed it. Really would recommend. I know someone on BookTube Reddit, and I think that, I don't remember who, I'm sorry. I think they didn't like it that much, or at least not as much as I did. I would like to remember who was it, who read it. If you read this book, let me know in the comments, because I remember hearing somebody talking about it. I didn't give it 5 stars, I gave it 4 because it was still something missing, and yeah. And yeah, that's basically all the books I will have for today. I didn't think I missed anyone. Nope. I'm just not even gonna say anything about the Friday reads that I did because I completely messed up that. I'm so behind on my TBR, on my physical TBR and on my non-fiction TBR that I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna do my best to read the most I can, but I'm not gonna acknowledge the video. So we will see how that goes. And yeah, that's all for now, guys. Bye bye.